Hello everyone, my name is LeBeau Colbert. I am with Startup Weekend DFW 2020. I wanted to take some time today to give you guys a little bit of insight into what to expect Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, if you've already registered for the event, which I'll link the link below, you should have already received an invite to Slack. And if you're there, you're able to see a little bit of information already put into there to give you some insight. And then also you're able to ask questions and see the announcements already. This morning we sent out the email that has all the information needed so that you're not in the dark about what to expect this weekend. But for those of you who have not registered and maybe you're on the fence, I want to take some time to go through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with you in an overview just so you can kind of wrap your head around what Startup Weekend is when you're actually in it. Startup Weekend is a great event that a lot of people who are interested in entrepreneurship would love to go through if they really were introduced to what it was all about, right? But when you try to explain Startup Weekend, it's kind of hard to understand the concept until you actually go through it. Then when you go through it, you love it, but then you want to tell everyone else about it, and unfortunately you're in that same position. So hopefully some of the things that I discussed today will help clear things up for you. And if you still have questions, you can always comment below and I will be answering those questions all throughout the day. So on Friday, tomorrow, November 6th, what we're going to do is start off at 5 p.m. We're going to have a kickoff. This is all going to be done online on Zoom. So we're going to have music, we're going to have lots of people, and we're going to talk about what Startup Weekend is. We're going to talk about who our coaches are, who everybody is, the companies that are involved, and what you should expect throughout that day. After that, we're going to have the 60-second pitch fires. What that is when you are competing in Startup Weekend to pitch your idea, what that means is that you will get 60 seconds to say what your idea is. You're going to say your name, the name of your idea, say what your idea is all about, and then also let us know who you'd like to work with. Perhaps your idea is an app. You're not a coder, but you need an app developer. That's something you would say within that 60 seconds. And if you need an example of what that would look like, you can always ask for it and I can send you a link. But you can also go to YouTube and type in Startup Weekend pitches, right? And then you'll learn what that's all about. You'll get 60 seconds and then our timer will call time and we'll go through all of the pitches offered. After that, everyone gets a chance to vote on your idea. Those who are interested in your idea will be able to vote for it. You can also vote for your own idea. And we will tally up all of the votes. Those who have the top four ideas, the four ideas that have the most votes will be voted through, right? And then the coaches will decide which of the ideas they would like to work with. We have some app developer coaches. We have coaches who have been working with startups for years, and they're going to choose which business they would like to work with that weekend. At the end of that, at the end of voting, you're going to be able to form a team. So the people who voted on your idea and liked it, they have the opportunity to get on your team. Let's say you pitched your idea, but your idea didn't get many votes. Well, that's okay because you can decide to actually be on someone else's team. We don't want you to drop out just because your idea didn't go through, because there's a great experience on the outside of this, and if you go through it, you'll walk away with an even stronger, better idea. You might even see why your idea wasn't voted through. But when you get your team together, you guys collaborate. You're going to be on Slack together. We have a Slack link. You'll be able to join with each other, start coordinating on when you want to start working on your idea for the next day. I'm going to give closing announcements, and then at the end of that, I'll send out an email to give clear instructions on Saturday. So Saturday, November 7th, is going to be our virtual breakfast. So we're going to start at 10 a.m. with announcements. Again, I'll just talk about what Startup Weekend is, who the facilitators are, our sponsors, yada, yada, and we'll get all of that out of the way. Then you have an opportunity to break out on Zoom. You can go into a breakout room for your team, and that's when you guys can work together. But say, for instance, you don't want to work at 10 a.m. Maybe you want to work at 3. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you don't even want to use Zoom. Maybe you want to use Google Teams because you're more familiar with that or you like it better. That's perfectly fine. We're just going to provide the platform for you to use. You don't have to use it. You can communicate and collaborate in your own way. But I'm also going to be speaking after I give the announcements. I'm going to be talking about how to make a perfect pitch. We also may have other speakers that will be listed later. At the end of that day, another email will go out about Sunday, your demo day. But throughout Saturday, your coach will be working with you. Your team will be coming up with a slide deck presentation all about your idea, the problems you solve, the market research you've done over the day, and what your final thoughts are. This is all in preparation for Sunday. So Sunday is your demo day. I'm gonna pull up my slide. All right. So on Sunday, we're going to have the same kickoff, run through. And by the way, we're going to have games. So anytime that there's tallying going on or voting going on, we have some awesome virtual games for you guys to be a part of. It won't be boring. It won't be an awkward silence. Maybe you've been Googling or YouTubing what a startup weekend is virtually. And I know that some people can have it really dry, but we're going to work so hard to make sure that you guys are enjoying yourselves. But we're going to have that kickoff time talking about the sponsors. And then we will also introduce you to who the judges are, and they'll give their final tips and suggestions to you before you pitch your idea. We're going to call you in order to let you give your 5-minute pitch deck. That way you and your collaborators can talk to us about what your idea is. If you're not a great speaker and you don't feel confident about doing that, you can also let someone from your team speak instead of you. Or you can open it up and then let someone else take the reins. It's all up to you and what works best for your team. After you've made your presentation, the judges will ask you questions. So don't worry, this isn't like Shark Tank, right? They're going to ask you questions just out of curiosity. They're not trying to interrogate or embarrass you. After they do that for about 5 minutes, they'll go on to the next person. And after all of the pitches are done, the judges are going to deliberate. While they're deliberating, we're going to go around the room, getting to know each other, learning about you, who you are, and what you do in the entrepreneurial phase, what your hopes and dreams are, and getting to know the who's, because there's a lot of people that are coming to this event that actually are who's and startup leaders in this DFW community. You definitely want to know who these people are. You might be talking to your next co-founder or your next employer. So after all of the judges' votes have come through, the winners will be announced. We'll talk about the prizes, and then we're just going to celebrate and have a virtual happy hour. And that is Startup Weekend. At the end of the night, you'll receive a follow-up email, and it'll just be a survey. It may have instructions for you on how to redeem your prizes, and everyone will receive a certificate and a gift certificate from one of our sponsors. So I'm so glad that you're thinking about getting involved with this. It's very educational, fun, it's worth your while. If you've ever had a dream of becoming a business owner, but you don't know what to do with your idea, this will definitely set you up to know, at least whenever you are ready, maybe you're not ready. Maybe you have an idea and you think it could be great, but you're not ready to pursue it. Don't worry, because if you come with your idea, no one's gonna force you to follow through with it, right? It's just to give you a foundation so you know how to when you are ready. So if you're interested in learning more, buying a ticket, go to LeBeauProductions.com, click on events, and then you'll learn more. Also, again, you can message me with any of your questions. You can also email us at admin@LeBeauProductions.com. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.